Hey everyone, this is Bob here in the Nerve Center at the Wirefly building with a terrific new phone. This is the Motorola Bravo. Now the Motorola Bravo runs on the AT&T network. It's a 3G phone and it uses Android 2.1. So, you know, it's got a lot of specs that a lot of other phones have. So what differentiates this, makes it any different, makes it any more interesting? Well, there's a couple of things, and I've been very impressed by the Motorola Bravo. First of all, the Motorola Bravo is a very compact phone. It's slim and it's small. Here's the phone compared to a credit card. Okay, it's a little bit bigger than a credit card, but not that much. By the way, if you want to rack up some charges against my buddy, your name here, feel free. The phone is very small and very light. It is easily will fit in a pocket. It has, as I said, Android 2.1, and the screen, the LCD screen, this is an LCD screen, has a resolution of 480 by 854 pixels. So it's a little bit bigger LCD screen than many other phones out there. In fact, there's just a couple of other Android phones that have a screen that's the same resolution as the Motorola Bravo. The next step in resolution would be the Apple iPhone, which is actually a smaller display if higher resolution. So the screen that's on the Motorola Bravo stands out by being one of the highest resolution screens available on any Android phone. As I said, this runs Android 2.1. Motorola promises an upgrade to Android 2.2. So let's take a little tour around the Motorola Bravo. Here on the right-hand side is the volume up-down rocker. On top is the on-off switch, also puts the phone into hibernation. It's got a standard 3.5 millimeter audio jack. On the left side of the phone is a standard micro USB port, and there's nothing on the bottom. I'm going to pop the back off. Oh, while I have the back showing, it has a 3 megapixel still image camera, and it can do standard resolution video. So I'm going to pop the back off here. Underneath the cover is a 1,540 milliamp hour battery. Underneath the battery is the AT&T SIM card, and also there is a micro SD card slot. The Bravo comes with a 2 gigabyte micro SD card. To put the cover back on. So it's kind of awkward to replace the micro SD card since it's under the battery, but at least it can be replaced. So one of the interesting features about the Motorola Bravo is that it comes with Motorola's Moto Blur software. Now, I've not had a chance to set up Moto Blur. It's actually quite extensive, and with Moto Blur, you have kind of one-stop shopping for all of your social networking, and it puts widgets on the screen for weather and for other activities. You've got texting widgets that it'll put on the screen, widgets to get to Facebook, to get to Twitter, to get to other social networking sites. Whatever your activities are, there's widgets for office applications as well, for your office calendar, and it allows you to take your contacts and upload them to Motorola's Moto Blur site. If you change phones, you then can simply log into your Moto Blur site and download your contacts into a new phone if you change phones. Some of the other things about the Motorola Bravo: it has an 800 megahertz processor. Now that doesn't sound like it's anything particular, but I have found that this is a pretty quick processor. It does a very nice job of getting around. So I'm going to go back, go to my Android applications here, which is this button, and it scrolls quite nicely. Go back to the main screen. It moves from page to page smoothly. I like the animation it has in the background here. I do have some widgets up on the screen. I have a faux widget here for weather in Chicago. It says it's 20 degrees. I hope that's Celsius and not Fahrenheit. So the only thing I want to do is to run a quadrant performance test here on the Motorola Bravo so that you can get some idea of its performance, because the tests I've run indicates that the Motorola Bravo is right up there when it comes to performance. So those of you who are not familiar with Quadrant, it tests many aspects of the CPU. It tests memory, it tests the input-output of the phone, and then it runs 2D and 3D graphics tests. So now it's plowing through the I/O portion of the test, and there is one test it runs for 2D graphics and several tests it runs for 3D graphics. And they do take a little time, but they look kind of neat actually, and they come up with some interesting results. Okay, now it's going to go into the graphics tests. This is the 2D graphics. Now it's jumped to the 3D graphics. This is the first of 3 3D graphics tests. They all look pretty interesting, although I've seen them many times now. The second of the 3D graphics tests. It's very clear the Bravo has an excellent display. For an LCD display, it shows pretty deep black, so you can't really get the quality of the display fully here under the lights. Okay, it's completed it. It asks me if I want to go and run the benchmark. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it has come up with a result of 1,103. That is an excellent result for an Android 2.1 phone. We can expect that number to go up significantly once Android 2.2 is loaded in this phone. So that is a quick review of the Motorola Bravo, an Android 2.1 phone that runs on the AT&T network. I'm Bob here at Wirefly. I'm glad you took a look.